Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that trips up so many people learning English: how to talk about the future by using the present tense. I know, it sounds kind of weird, right? But stick with me, because once you get this rule down, you'll start hearing it absolutely everywhere. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start with a classic mistake. Check out this sentence. I will call you when I will arrive. On the surface, it seems totally logical, right? I mean, both things are happening in the future, so you'd think you'd need will for both. But nope, that sentence is actually wrong. So the big question is, why? What's going on here that makes this break a key rule in English grammar? All right, so this brings us to a really common future mistake. We're going to get into exactly why we don't use will twice in a sentence like that. So the key piece of the puzzle here is something called a future time clause. It's that part of a sentence that kicks off with a time word. You know, words like when, after, as soon as. Think of it like this. The time clause isn't the main event. It's the trigger for the main event. It's the thing that sets the stage and tells us when the main action is going to happen. Okay, so we know we can't use will twice. So how do we fix it? Well, it all comes down to one single thing you need to remember. I call it the golden rule. And here it is. Seriously, this is the one thing you need to burn into your brain. Here's the deal. Even if the event is happening in the future, you do not use will in the time clause. That's it. The part with when or after or as soon as, it always, and I mean always, uses the present tense. It's that simple, but so crucial. So let's see how this works to build a correct sentence step by step. First, you've got your main clause, the main action, and that's where will goes. I will call you. But then comes the second part, the time clause, the trigger, and that's where we use the present tense, when I arrive. See? Main action gets will, time clause gets the present tense. Simple as that. All right, now we're going to dig a little deeper. Because when I say use the present tense, you've actually got a couple of options. It's about choosing the right present tense for what you want to say. Are we talking about a simple action or a completed one? And this is where things get really interesting. If you use the present simple, like in I will call you when I arrive, it kind of feels like those two things are happening at pretty much the same time. The arrival and the call are back to back. But if you switch to the present perfect, I will call you when I have arrived, you're adding emphasis. You're saying that the first action, the arriving, has to be 100% done and dusted before the second action. The calling can even start. This example nails it. You can leave once you have completed the task. See how powerful that is? Using have completed leaves no room for doubt. It's a clear sequence. First, the task must be totally finished. Only then, after it's done, can you leave. It's a non-negotiable condition. Okay, there's another layer to this, and it's a big one. It's about certainty versus possibility. And this all comes down to the difference between two little words, if and when. And the difference is actually pretty straightforward. You use when for things you're certain about, things you fully expect to happen. You use if for things that are just possibilities. It might happen, it might not. So when equals certain, if equals possible. That's the key. So if you say, we will celebrate when she gets her promotion, what are you really telling people? By using when, you're signaling complete confidence. It's not a question of if she'll get it, it's just a matter of time. You're already planning the party. But now let's flip that. If it rains later, we will stay inside. That little word if changes everything. It introduces uncertainty. It might rain. It might be sunny. So our plan to stay inside is totally conditional. It's a plan B, not a sure thing. All right, let's put it all together now. We've got the golden rule, we've got the choice between present simple and present perfect, and we've got the whole if versus when thing. Let's see some more examples in action. Okay, look at all of these. Notice the pattern? It's always there. As soon as she arrives, not will arrive. Don't open the door until I tell you. He won't leave before he finishes his work. See? It doesn't matter what the time word is. As soon as, until, before, while, once. The verb that comes right after it is always in the present. The main part of the sentence can have will or be a command, but that time clause, it follows the rule. So now you're in on the secret of future time clauses. And here's a little challenge for you. The next time you're watching a movie or listening to a song or just chatting with people, listen for it. Now that you know what you're looking for, you'll be absolutely amazed how often you hear it. You'll start spotting it everywhere. And once you do, you'll see just how powerful this little rule really is.